Yo, week 6 here, trade reviews. It's me, Yamada. For the first trade we got of this week, we have Judson trading Franklin, Collins, Kelce, and Kamara to Jackson for David Montgomery, Garrett Wilson, Harvey, and Dak. It's a tough trade to score. I don't really know who won. I know whose team looks a lot better than the others. Judson's team looks better, but that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to review trades, so I got to break it down. Franklin has an average PPG, that's points per game, of 10.6. Nico Collins, 14.0. Travis Kelce, 11.7. And Alvin Kamara, 11.4. All those players are going to Jackson's team. For Judson's team, he got David Montgomery with 14.0. Garrett Wilson, 19.0. Harvey, 8.3. And Dak P, 20.2. So, to start off this trade and how we're going to determine who got robbed, we're going to cross out Troy Franklin and RJ Harvey. They're just not important players. You know, they're not going to be on either player's starting team unless someone gets injured and absolutely has to. And you can probably go to the waivers and find something just as good, maybe even better if you're lucky. So, I mean, maybe fucking Harvey can take over as the running back, but it's probably not going to happen. Dobbins looks good, and then I guess he could get injured. Same with Cortland Sutton. If Cortland Sutton gets injured, Troy Franklin starts picking up more reps. So, but for right now, cross them out. They're not important in this trade review. What is important is what we look at. We look at the running back swap. Alvin Kamara for David Montgomery. It's tough to say. I mean, I think, I got rid of David Montgomery, so I'll be a bit biased, but I think he has his downsides. I think there's going to be tough games where he's not going to see the field, where they're going to keep Gibbs on the field the entire game. There's going to be games where they rotate a lot and he scores a lot of points. So it is what it is. I think the safe bet's to have David Montgomery off your team if you can pick up consistent running backs like Kamara. But it's Wednesday, and I read injury reports now. And they said Kamara hurt his ankle today. Today's practice, Kamara hurt his ankle. It's a tough loss for Jackson. I mean, they're still saying it's questionable. I don't think he's going to play. I'm looking fatter than usual. It's because I eat fucking half a rack of ribs, 2 giant fish things, chips, and coleslaw, and drink probably 5 Diet Cokes. So, running back wise, Judson wins that. David Montgomery, he's going to put up more points if you can afford to have a running back like David Montgomery because you have an all-around higher scoring team, then that's fine. I couldn't have him because my team doesn't score a lot. We broke the record for the least amount of points scored. Just goes to show you got to get rid of David Montgomery if your team can't score. Jackson's team can score. He's been scoring these last few weeks. He hasn't been winning, but he's been scoring. I don't know if I would have included David Montgomery in this, but the reason he did was because he needed a tight end. So he gets Travis Kelce from that. He gets Travis Kelce and he gets Nico Collins. And we'll compare Travis Kelce and Nico Collins to Garrett Wilson. Dak Prescott is only a plus for Judson. It doesn't take away from Jackson. He's got Fields, who's been scoring a shit ton of points, and then now he picked up Caleb Williams, who also scored good points. So Dak Prescott might be more consistent, but also if you take the risk, you play with the quarterbacks you got, no big deal. So I'm actually going to cross Dak Prescott out this trade, and we're calling it the David Montgomery and Garrett Wilson for the Nico Collins, Travis Kelce, and Alvin Kamara trade. If it wasn't for Kamara getting potentially injured, we don't know how bad it is. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I mean, he probably will play eventually, but I think David Montgomery's the better deal there. And then for Garrett Wilson, for Nico Collins, and Travis Kelce, I think overall Jackson benefited from this trade. Benefited goodly from this trade. So I give this trade, if I'm going to score it, a 5 out of 10. Even trade. I don't know how I was going to score that. I just made that up. But good trade. I think Judson gets what he wants out of it. He gets a better quarterback. Gets Garrett Wilson. Gets David Montgomery. Can't complain. Gets rid of Nico Collins, Travis Kelce, and Alvin Kamara. But I don't think he loses. I think he gets enough back to make up for that. So I don't think any player really loses in this trade. I think it's a pretty even trade. Both players get what they want out of it. Jackson not needing a quarterback. Judson getting a quarterback. Jackson getting Nico Collins, Travis Kelce. He's building up a big wide receiver repertoire, but he doesn't have any running backs. And if Kamara's hurt, he really doesn't have any running backs. So he's running back less with Hampton on the IR. So Jackson's looking rough. Boom. Jackson trades CeeDee Lamb for Drake London. That's despicable. That's despicable. In no world should that be a trade that happens. It just shouldn't. I don't care if CeeDee Lamb's injured, been injured, gonna get injured. You just don't do a one-for-one trade like that. You just can't do it. What he should have done is went and picked up some running backs. Take CeeDee Lamb over to my team, and I give you Krosky Merritt and Cooper Kupp. I would do it. You need running backs, Jackson. You fucked up. You picked up another wide receiver. You don't have enough space on your team for wide receivers. You got a good group of wide receivers, but you got no running backs. You're hurt. And the running backs you do have, he just dropped Wuhan Johnson, whatever you say his name. I don't know. But he should have got running backs with Lamb. I think getting rid of Lamb is a good idea, but he's got to go with more depth. You can't do a one-for-one. You can't do a one-for-one with a player who's 4-1 because they can take that risk. They're going to take the better wide receiver, get rid of London, because they can afford to lose, a week or two before Lamb gets back. So Jackson loses this trade. I don't think he loses it in a sense where if he makes this trade or doesn't make this trade, it's to an outcome of the season because he's 1-4. He's got to make a trade. But you lose this trade by only getting Drake London out this trade. You got to get running backs from this trade. You got to get running backs from Lamb. You might have been able to go get Bijan Robinson for Lamb if Mez is feeling generous. I mean, I don't think you really thought anything through. Maybe you did. Maybe no one wants Lamb. But if I'm you, I'm getting a top-tier running back from one of these 4-1 teams that have running backs for Lamb. Like Mez, who has 3 top 5 running backs. I'm taking Lamb over to Mez. I'm getting myself a running back, and my team improves tenfold. You fucked up, Jackson. You fucked up.